in Hebrews chapter 2, starting in verse 10, the author is stating to the Hebrews that he's writing to, "For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory to make captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings." And I believe the NIV, it says sons and daughters. But it goes on to say, "For both he that sanctifieth and they who are sanctified are all of one, for which cause he is not ashamed to call them brethren, saying, I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the church, while will I sing praise unto thee, and again I will put my trust in him. And again, behold, I and the children which God hath given me." I mean, do you think that that in that case also could be considered a verse for the doctrine of there being a elect of brethren among not just the apostle, but unto Christ himself?
I do believe that there is an elect among the brethren in Christ himself. Um, but you can also look in John 17 where, he does end up saying that if you're going to talk about the elect, right, and it's only for a certain few,
Mm-hmm.
um, it really does mean that, there are, elect people. But what I'm focusing on is the atonement.
Right.
You know,
Okay, so then let's focus on that again in regards to who did Christ die for on the atonement.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
so go into John 10. We have Jesus saying he's the good shepherd and he knows his sheep, and that he lays his life for the sheep, and says that those that are with him, there's also other sheep that are not of his fold yet, because he must bring to him, and they shall hear his voice, and then there will be one fold and one shepherd. So don't you see that this also is an idea that would Jesus say he lays down his life for a certain group of people known as the sheep, that this is referring to a specific group set apart?
No, I don't see that. Mainly
Mm-hmm.
because when Jesus speaks, he's talking about you know the believers. He's laying
Mm-hmm.
his life down for those who
Believers.
believe in him. Now he knows those are going. He knows people who are going to believe in him, and this is the reason why I keep on going back to John 17, where he says, I pray not for the world, but I
Mm-hmm.
pray for those who you have given me. Right. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the end. This is the cap. That doesn't include people in the future yet. But it does, because the next thing he says
Mm-hmm.
is, well, I pray that where is it at? And I'm gonna find it for you. I have to
Okay.
find this.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if that's the
Here it
case,
is.
he says,
It says, I am praying for them. I'm not praying for the world, but for those you have given me, for they are
mm-hmm.
yours. He said, all are mine, and mine are yours. I'm glorifying them. He
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm no longer in the world. Uh, he says, while I was with them, I kept them in your name, right? And also he
Mm-hmm.
says, I'm coming to you, and these things I speak in the world, that they may have joy and fulfill themselves. I'm trying to find it. It says that, oh yeah, um, they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. Sanctify them in your truth. Your word is truth. As you sent them into the world, so I have sent them into the world. As for their sake, I myself, but many are sanctified in truth. I'm trying to find this part, but here, I'll just say this. There's this part where Jesus is saying, I have this elect people
Mm-hmm.
that I kept in your name, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm sending them out in the world.
Okay.
And I'm not only praying for them, but I'm praying for those who will believe.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference between the people that he had drawn and he had kept,
Mm-hmm.
those who will believe. That's the other sheep. The
Yeah.
other sheep are, the ones that are coming who will believe. And he
Mm-hmm.
does this because in John 17, verse 21, I believe, he
Mm-hmm.
said that, I do all these things so
Mm-hmm.
that the world may believe that you have
Mm-hmm.
sent me.
All right.
And
All right. So quickly before my time runs out, I only have a minute to spare.